In the last video, I showed you how to set up your ticket page to make changes to your layout, different colors, what information to capture, payment methods, and so on. What I want to do now is show you how you get these tickets built, meal choices, and so on. So let's pop over to the admin, and under event tickets, I'm going to go to modify tickets. I can see here that I have individual tickets, sponsorship levels, underwriting, and add a selection. Let's start with individual tickets. They're relatively the same as you get into it, but let's take a look at this. I have the regulars ticket. It's a price of $115, fair market value of $75. How many tickets come with each purchase? How many do I have available, and so on. I'm going to click on it to edit that. I can edit the name, price, fair market value, the number of tickets that can be purchased at one time, how many tickets come with each purchase. So if I do a couples ticket, for instance, I'm going to sell one of them, but I get two tickets. But typically it's a one-to-one. So I buy one ticket, I get one ticket. You can add discount codes if you want to give them away to students, or a senior discount, or if you have just kind of a private discount that you're giving to people, you can put those in there as well. How many do I have available? 200. Do I want to hide how many I have available? Yes or no. I can decide how I want to handle that. Do I want to mark this as sold out? Let's say that I have 200 tickets and I've sold 100 of them online, but then somebody calls up and says, I need the next 100 for a big group of people. You can go in and mark that as sold out without having the quantity set to 0. And then visible. Is this individual ticket visible? Sometimes what you want to do is make a special ticket type that you don't want visible to anybody to buy, but when you do an RSVP ticket, it will actually show up there. So let's say we wanted a $0 ticket for teachers and staff. You could set that up, set it to invisible by saying no, and then when you do an RSVP, you'll see that listed in the RSVP. RSVPs are great for adding tickets that come in either through the mail or special tickets that you're doing as the organizer that nobody else can see. Once that ticket is sold out, if you either run out of quantity or flip this to yes, this is what will show, sold out message for regular ticket type. So you can put in whatever you want to say there once it's sold out. The ticket details is what will show underneath that ticket. So if I pop over here, select the number of tickets to purchase or reserve, enter the guest information for each ticket. So I've got a spelling mistake here, so I want to clean that up. And who cares about reserve? Let's just say select the number of tickets to purchase, enter guest information for each ticket. So that's cool. I'm going to see that my data is instantly saved, and I'm going to refresh. And now that has been edited, it looks much better. And that's it. That's it for building an individual ticket. When you're done, you can press complete and go back, and every ticket is the same. I can edit table sponsors, I can add a new individual ticket, and so on. If I want to look at sponsorships, the differences here are that how many tickets do I want per purchase? Usually when you do sponsorships, you're selling a group of tickets, 6, 8, 10, and you can set that there. How many are you selling? How many limited sponsorships do you have? If you leave it blank or set it to 0, then there's no limit. People can just keep buying and buying. You can hide the quantity available, sold out message, and so on. And then you can put in the sponsorship details here as well. Underwriting. Let's add an underwriting so that thing shows up. Let's call it mobile bidding. So we're going to underwrite the mobile bidding. The price is $800. The fair market value is $800. The description, you can put something here. Help us cover our costs. The availability, I'm going to leave blank because I'm going to let people do as many as they want. Hide quantity available, yes. And then the sold out message, I'm going to leave blank for now because I don't plan on selling out of it. People can underwrite as many times as they want. And I can put something in here underwriting if I want to, but I'm going to leave that blank as well. So when I'm done, you'll see that that's listed here. And lastly, there's meal selections. We call it selections because sometimes organizations choose to use this differently. As an example, we have filet and lobster for one option and vegetarian as another. And it's really just the selection name and the description. So let's go back to our ticket page, hit refresh. And you can see here that now I have sponsorships, underwriting, tickets, donation, and seating in that order. And then I move on to contact and payment. Those are the groups of my ticket page. So I'm going to buy this and get 10 individual tickets. You can see here they're listed. And we give you a lot of information to put in here. First name, last name, email, phone, and then meal selection. Am I doing filet and lobster or vegetarian? So let's go ahead and complete this. So maybe I only have 2 names of the 10. That's okay. We'll block off the other 8. And then I'm going to make a $100 additional donation. Please seat me with Roger. And then I'm going to finish my purchase here. Now let's say I wanted to, if Joe is the one who's buying this, he's a guest, but I'm also going to be the one paying for it. Let's say I'm Joe. I put in a zip code and it gives me a city and state automatically. So we're trying to help out as much as possible. And then I can see here that my total is $2,176.23. I can opt out of paying this fee if I want to. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to press to add or edit a credit card. So I'm going to type in a credit card, and I'm definitely not a robot, and submit. And you can see here, payment type credit card, and thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you there. I'll get an email to my account on file, and then I'll also, as the admin, get an email that says I received a ticket sale. To view that, you would just go to View Ticket Sales, and you can see here Joe Smith gave $2,000 sponsorship, $100,000 donation. I edited that previously, so we'd go big. And then it's got my payment type, date, and everything that's important here. I can look at the info, and it will show me all the details, which I can edit. But it'll also show me what I did and so on. The sponsorship, the credit card fees. Of course, that's a pretty large sum, but I did also make a $100,000 donation. But also, the most important thing is here I have 10 guest records. So guests are not the same thing as bidders in this case. Guests are people that we know are planning on attending. This is a head count for us. It's not necessarily the number of people bidding. So I have Joe Smith and Jane Smith. I can convert them into a bidder just by pressing this button here, and it'll make them a bidder. Or I can just hang on to it and wait until they attend the event. But if I start to get some information, Joe gives me his information. It's joe@example.com and Jane at example.com. And then they give me a phone number. Now I could convert them into guests because I have email address and I have phone number. I have methods of communication that I can reach out to Joe and Jane, letting them know that they have a bidder record. So I can do that either by pressing this link, or what we can do is, and I'll show you this next, is how to manage my guests as they start to come in.